time ago. I can still remember how that music used to make me smile.
We live in a world of definites, making the idea of Americanness such a difficult concept. The nickname the melting pot is well justified, showing the mixture of cultures and identities that make up the country. To demonstrate just how different this country is, I chose to look at a group of very different people that somehow managed to fall under the same category of American, my family. Having a father in the Merchant Marines, my dad moved several times as a kid. He was born in Rhode Island, but soon moved to South Carolina and then Northern California. He was the oldest of three, preceding one sister and one brother. His parents had a rocky marriage that later led to divorce. Despite having very little religious background, he was introduced to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints by some neighbors and was baptized into the church in the middle of his high school career. Despite showing great potential in his athletic endeavors, he decided to go to BYU and only play recreationally. My mother grew up all around North Carolina, moving 3 times before the 2nd grade. They finally settled in Durham, North Carolina, where we continue to live today. Her parents were a very typical Southern couple that have now been married for 53 years. Unlike my father, she was born into the Mormon Church. During high school, she preferred the sidelines to the field, going to every basketball and Friday night football game. They met at Brigham Young University in Utah, despite their many differences. On top of the things aforementioned, their personalities could not be more different. My mother is as outgoing as they come, while my father prefers to stand back and watch. My dad loves to tell corny jokes, while my mom considers herself naturally and delightfully funny. They got married and moved back to the East Coast. They finished their education at UNC, with my mom receiving her bachelor in biology, and my dad got a bachelor in industrial relations as well as an MBA. They went on to have a stillborn son, followed by my brother Davis, myself, and my sister Morgan. Despite his best efforts, my brother was never the athletic type. He played a variety of sports when he was younger, but decided that sports weren't meant for him, though he played varsity tennis all 4 years of high school. Instead, he found his niche in singing and acting. He loved to be in the spotlight, both on stage and among friends. We always said that Davis could make conversation with a lamppost. He was the life of the party and had more friends than anyone I have ever met. Going to a high school of several thousand, he was a big fish in a big pond. I'm the exact opposite. I feel like a small fish in an even larger pond, even though my high school isn't a fraction the size of his. I am constantly finding myself in uncomfortable situations, not feeling at ease unless I'm around friends. Although I've tried several instruments, I have never really enjoyed music the way he did. I enjoy playing sports, but I have to work really hard at them, unlike my naturally athletic sister. Morgan has been able to pick up on almost any sport without much thought or effort. While physical activities seem to be a breeze for her, academics are more of a struggle. She doesn't have the same drive when it comes to studying as she does when it comes to swinging a racket or kicking a ball. She didn't inherit her intelligence the way I feel I have. Most of my knowledge comes not from studying or really learning, but just from natural book smarts. Morgan has a personality in between that of Davis and me. She tends to be very personable, but can find herself in awkward situations just as easily as I can. Looking at all these contrasting personalities, it's amazing we can all fall under the same last name, much less the category of American. Yet when you zoom out of this picture I've created and look at friends, co-workers, neighbors, you find that the differences are even more evident. There's a mix of races, backgrounds, beliefs, and so much more. There has to be something that unifies us more than just living in the same country, something more than just barbecuing on the 4th of July with family and friends. That's where it gets complicated. There are the stereotypes that separate the country. The North is for the Yankees, the South has all the slow-moving country folk. The West is very liberal and free. The East is overflowing with snobby, dull, career-focused people, making it even more difficult to find common ground, hence the idea of true Americanness. So just as my family consists of people who don't necessarily seem to fit together, not all people who live in America are American per se. To be a true American, one ought to feel a burst of pride when the national anthem is played, or when one sees the flag waving in the breeze. The sight of a soldier walking in uniform should fill a true American with gratitude for all the men that have died protecting our rights. Anyone born in this great country qualifies as a citizen. Citizenship is given, but true Americanness is earned.
We were singing bye, bye, Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Them good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye and singing, this'll be the day that I die. This'll be the day that I die.